we're going on antibiotic round 3. How long have we been waiting in here?
I'm gonna say so. It's 12:40 something.
And it's like 9 now. This has been terrible. Yesterday, I woke up feeling really lousy, but I had started my period, and my blood pressure was very low, and you know, that's not necessarily completely abnormal. By 6 p.m., I was getting headaches, and then my mom went to eat dinner, and when she came back, it was time for a dressing change, so she was helping me do my dressing change. We did the cap and clave changes and connected new infusions. As soon as I did that, I started feeling really bad. I was getting this weird nerve pain, GI pain, chest pain, and then I started getting the rigors and chills. I felt like I was either septic or going into an HLH crisis. So I went to the ER. They ran some labs. When I'm septic, my white count goes up. Well, now it's dropped and has not gone up, which is more indicative of an HLH crisis beginning. They did draw blood cultures, so we're waiting on those results. I was admitted to the hem-onc floor after spending about 12 hours in the ER. My temperature is 101.7. I feel really lousy. I'm not sure what caused this. If y'all have watched my vlogs in the past, you'll know that usually when an HLH crisis comes on with me, it's when I attempt feeds or eating something or drinking something. Well, yesterday I did try to drink some water, just a few sips, but I vented it out for the most part. And I try to do a few sips of water every now and then. I think that keeping something in my stomach is good. So I'm not sure if it was that. I did iron a couple days ago. Sometimes that stimulates the bone marrow. I had a COVID swab and that was negative. So now I'm just waiting to see what happens.
I know this is painful.
Yeah, that one's, I think, we're just going to have to poke again.
Mm-hmm. Sorry.
They had to come in and draw a second set of blood cultures overnight. One of my blood cultures from my peripheral grew staph. ID came by and said that they were not sure if it was a true infection or if it was contamination. The ER nurse who drew those first set of cultures had a student nurse with her, and she was like training, but she said that she never wipes the top of the culture bottles. And I was like, even though technically it's supposed to be sterile underneath the cap, the protocol is to wipe down after you take the cap off the top of the bottle before you put your blood in, so it doesn't cause contamination. And being that the staph bacteria that I grew is commonly found in human skin, that also led us to believe that it's contamination. And the culture they took 2 sets from each arm and then a set from my line. My line cultures are negative. The one set of cultures from my arm were negative, but the second set, that's what grew. So we feel that if it were a true infection, that it would show up in other cultures, not just solely that one. So we retested it again, and we're going to see about that. He offered to start a different antibiotic. I was on Rosefin just preventatively just because of fever, and that's the antibiotic I do best with, but this particular staph responds best to Vanc, which I'm allergic to. So he proposed daptomycin, which I've never had before, but I was hesitant because I don't want to take a drug if I don't have to, especially since it's an antibiotic and it can cause C. diff, because I've already had Rosefin too, and antibiotics are harder on the liver, and I've never had that particular antibiotic before, so I am not sure if my mast cell condition tolerates it. This is my second day of admission, I believe. Second day, right? All the days run together.
We've been here since Saturday night.
Yeah. So whatever day it is, anyways, I've switched my mask, and now I've got the new Mighty Well mask on. I would say that fits pretty well. It doesn't gape open.
Well, I know I'm not pretty looking, but look.
And my mom stole my other one. So.
Yeah, I like how it lays really flat. Like the other ones will like gape open on the side. These fit nice and flat to your face.
And I like the ear loops because I feel like these ear loops stay on better. Because they're thicker, I think.
Yeah, but it kind of has a give to it, but yet it fits. And then the nose piece.
I really like the nose piece.
It allows you to just like reset it, the form, and you put it on and then you pinch it and it stays in that spot.
And the nose piece feels like it's not going to wear out. With the Vogue mask, they have a nose piece obviously, but it's just a thin metal wire. And,
breaks over time.
And I just had to buy a new Vogue mask last night because this one over time, I've had it for a while now, it just breaks. So the wire actually will snap, sometimes in half. But this one is poking through the fabric. But the Mighty Well mask, there is no wire. And it still really stays flush against your cheek. But this is new, and I haven't washed it. It can be washed up to 20 times, but I haven't washed this yet. I'm not sure how efficient it'll be at blocking out every single scent. But I think that, especially if you don't have mast cell issues, or if you have very, very mild mast cell issues, it is great. Overnight, my fever broke, and I knew it did because I was sweating like a whore in church. Or as another friend of mine says, a hooker at a revival.
There's another blood culture from the day you got here that's come up with what's likely to be coagulated staph. Okay? So I'm going to vote that we go ahead and start the daptomycin.
Absolutely.
Okay? And more information to come. Okay? But I think that's enough for me to say that that's more than likely what's going on. With this particular organism, it's not a immediate pull. Okay? Does that make sense?
And we are so anal.
I know. Our line care is beyond. I mean, if someone were to watch us at home,
they probably laugh at me.
This has nothing to do with your level of competence or hygiene or anything like that. It's all about how difficult bacteria are. They're microscopic. They get into places. You know, you honestly can't have a line this long without running into these kind of complications. That's just the way it is.
Well, I'm glad it's not HLH.
I mean, what else can we do different that we don't already do?
So what do y'all enjoy doing?
Visiting hospitals.
Yeah, outside of hospitals.
I like gardening.
You do gardening? Okay. You do plants or vegetables? Well, I guess vegetables are plants, so flowers. Vegetables. What's your favorite kinds?
Oh gosh.
Peas.
Peas?
I planted like 3 varieties of peas.
Oh, nice. Those are some hard work. I mean, you got like shell them and everything, right?
Yeah.
A couple of EKG stickers, okay.
I think 4 or 5 varieties of tomatoes. Or about 2 varieties of spinach. Romaine lettuce, butter lettuce, red leaf lettuce, celery, cabbage, cauliflower, peppers.
You have all that?
Yeah.
Cannellini beans.
I don't even
Zipper
know what
peas?
that is. What's a cannel?
They're little white.
Yeah,
beans.
it's kind of like
Like a navy bean almost?
Yeah, very
Oh,
similar.
okay.
Cow peas.
I haven't heard of that.
It's almost like a black-eyed pea.
Okay.
Carrots. Basil.
it's kind of like, I'm sorry, like Forrest Gump. We got shrimp,
Fried shrimp, bowl shrimp, you got it all. Alright, a little bit jar in the center first, okay? Like when endocarditis forms, it just looks like abnormal tissue, really.
Okay, gotcha.
So, like, endocarditis grows on the flow side of the valve, so whichever way the blood flows. So, like, for your mitral valve, it would be on the underside here, this side going this way, and the aortic valve would be on this side, so instead of being like that side and that side.
Okay, my mom tried to airdrop something. to me, but someone named Cynthia's iPhone popped up. So she wants to send them something.
I'm going to as soon as yours.
We're just that bored. We don't know if we should send them a picture of the dog. Or like
just
a
maybe
picture made
of
hi.
us saying hi. We can send them a little video and saying, I hope you're good. Hope you're feeling okay. But what if it's a nurse, not a patient?
Just do it with like the dog or
It's
something.
still sending. You dare me? What will you give me?
I don't know. What do you want?
I don't think those nurses can have their phones on them, but then Silvino does, so.
Yeah, Silvino, I don't know if he texts me back through his watch. His Apple Watch, or if it's through his phone.
God, I'd never be able to text somebody back off a watch. You gotta have some good eyes.
We're going on antibiotic round 3. They stopped the Rocephin because daptomycin was supposed to be better, but then daptomycin was absolutely
Then it
not.
failed.
They switched the daptomycin to Ancef. The Ancef is in the same family as Rocephin, and Rocephin is my safest antibiotic. The Ancef seems to be going 1,000 times better than the daptomycin. But what's weird is that I had asked on the mast cell forum on who tolerates daptomycin, and everyone else said that that was the safest antibiotic, that is like they're tried and true, but clearly my body had a different opinion, and I'm glad they switched it because I don't think I'd be going home today if they had not. I do not show evidence of endocarditis on my echo from yesterday. We're going to try to save the line. So in 10 days, we're going to reevaluate. After the Ancef course is done, I'm going to go home and sleep because everyone here is Pester Sue. Last night was awful. The nurse, I get she had to hook up the antibiotic, but then the nurse, if she's on in here, then they've got the tech in here trying to take vitals. Then they come in at a whole separate time to take my blood sugars. And then the lab lady for labs that I don't even need. I mean, I think there's a lot of annoying things about being in the hospital, but right now that's really up there. It's Pester Sue's. Okay. And we're off. In order to save my line, we're going to lock it. Instead of locking it with saline or heparin as normal, well, I'm allergic to heparin, but most people do use heparin. We're going to lock it with Ancef, which is the antibiotic that I am currently on 3 times a day, every 8 hours. The doctor even said that this is more than likely what's going on as an infection, but no one can truly be 100% certain. But because this is the best we got right now. Well, the best we got out of the tests that we ran. My white count came back up. My QT is prolonged way out of my normal. They tested my EBV titer because that can trigger HLH if this happened to be HLH. And that wasn't, I mean, it showed EBV because I've had it in the past. Even though
had nothing active.
But it was nothing like profoundly positive or anything that I would think would trigger that. Yeah, I just got them on my chart that popped up. And here's my line culture, no growth after 5 days.
So it never had growth to begin with.
Yeah, it was only my peripheral cultures. The first set of peripheral cultures. My second set of peripheral cultures are still no growth too. But I had 2 doses of Rocephin once those were taken. So we're just going to play this fun for 10 days. And if it was an infection, hopefully this gets rid of it. And if it was a smaller HLH crisis trying to come on,
I hope it wasn't that either.
I pray it wasn't that. I'd rather it be this infection, but my body self-corrected clearly. But I guess only time will tell.